Hey YouTube, Pedro the Broke Prepper here with another video. And today's video I think is going to be kind of a fun one and a neat one. Just because it's going to be on plants and kind of how they're beneficial, not to just your prep, but kind of your everyday life. And how they will ultimately help you and your prep. I lost my balance. And so, kind of with that being said, plants are beneficial just because they grow food. Obviously, it's not going to be an unlimited source of food, and you are going to have to like supplement and kind of rotate some of your food to get an awesome to get them to give you an awesome source of food. But that being said, plants aren't that hard. They're kind of fun to grow. My wife and I actually have a community garden, a plot in our community garden, and we have a backyard, so we actually get to grow plants kind of in both areas to help us supplement our groceries so we can save money and ultimately have money in our savings account and go towards our prep. So with that being said, you can pretty much start your garden with about 20 to 50 bucks, in all honesty. Seeds aren't very expensive, dirt isn't very expensive, water kind of comes out of your faucet, it isn't very expensive. But let's say you're one of these people who live in an apartment and you feel like you can't grow a garden. There are so many ways that you can grow indoor gardens using windowsills, using indoor lighting. Just because you live in an apartment does not exclude you from being able to bug in or try to grow supplemental food source. So for instance, my wife and I, kind of in the apartment, we used to do this also, which this is pretty much kind of like recycling the old root from some, I'm sorry, I forget the name of this plant right now, romaine, that we kind of bought from the grocery store. You cut off the top, you eat the leaves, and then most people will throw this away. But what they don't know is that if you put it in water and you let the roots start to sprout and some of the leaves come back and you put it in dirt, it'll grow a new head, and you kind of can continue cutting it off, eating it, cutting it off, eating it, cutting it off, and eating it. Obviously, it takes time, and you're going to need like 3 or 4 of these to sustain that kind of unlimited source. But this is kind of right here growing in our windowsill. And it's thriving, as you can see, because it is growing. And even over here, we have plants that aren't in direct sunlight, and they're growing. We have broccoli that's thriving, jalapenos, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. These are all awesome food sources of food. And they're kind of like, they just keep on giving. They're constantly growing, and if you find the right mix of picking and growing, you'll kind of have, like I said, I don't want to say unlimited food source, but pretty close to. And just to kind of show some of you indoor gardeners, my wife and I actually have plants that don't have amazing sunlight, and they're thriving pretty much on the indoor lighting. So for instance, these are just some decorative plants that we have growing that they're thriving. And the cool thing about plants is that they will tell you, if you just take the time to look at them and kind of listen and you do your research on your plants, they will tell you that they need more water or that they have too much water and you maybe need to cut back. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a plant start to droop on me and I felt like it was gonna die, and all I had to do was just give it water, and by the end of the day, it was back up and perky again. And even here, we have some aloe vera growing that I'm planning on putting in our bathroom, because our bathroom is an awesome heat source. We constantly take hot showers. It gets good sunlight. And, my wife and I actually have plants in almost every room of our house. And they grow. And that's an awesome way. Not only will it give you food, but they also kind of scrub your air clean. So they help make the air in your house cleaner, making you a little healthier. So plants are an awesome addition to anybody's prep. and I strongly recommend getting started. Whether you live in an apartment, a house, whether it has to be an outdoor garden or an indoor garden, I'm pretty sure you can make it happen if you just kind of did some research. And like I said, there are amazing ways to get started with very little to no money. My wife and I in the garden, we literally had a container garden just out of old yogurt and butter tubs, dirt that we took from outside, and plants that we got from the grocery store that we pretty much just transplanted and had them regrow. So if you really do want to give it a try and you want to start somewhere, I strongly recommend doing that, because those type of plants are very easy to grow. They grow very fast, and they really do kind of uplift your spirits and make you kind of feel like you can do it. And once you kind of get that going, then you can kind of go into the seedlings and all that. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm not really gonna get into too much detail, because there's so much information out there, and I am by no means an expert. But you guys, if you do your research on the specific plants that you can grow in the area that you live in, I'm pretty sure you can grow a pretty awesome sustainable garden in your home, whether it be through aquaponics or lamp light. I keep on saying and this kind of video is rambling on. So with that being said, folks, don't forget, don't ever not be prepared. Have fun, be safe, and I'll see you next time.